So, this is going to be about people's opinions and advice and trusting yourself. I have seen so many people give out so much advice, especially on Facebook. There's so many groups on Facebook that people can be a part of. The social media has taken off, and I think virtual support groups are more popular than real support groups where you don't have to drive and see people. People are always on their phones and their tablets. Even I'm on my phone doing this video. And what I've seen is that people like to share where it works for them, hoping that it will help other people. But we are as diverse and as deep and as wide as the ocean. And there's so many things out there in people. When I was in my MBA class, about 10 years ago, started my MBA in 2009, we were all told in the marketing class that the market can get down to, I don't know what you call it, a class of people, I guess you could say, down to one. I think the marketers can actually do that through their research. So that just goes to show you how diverse we are. And on these keto groups that I'm on, I'm going to stop. I'm not going to continue because I don't think I need to continue the keto. But you got to find out what works for you in anything, right? In anything, in any endeavor that you are in, you got to find out what works for you. Because there will be people that tell you, do keto. Go on the South Beach diet. Do the Atkins diet. You got to go vegetarian. You got to go vegan. You got to cut out dairy. You got to cut out eggs. You got to cut out this. So, what works for me may not work for other people. I know that dairy puffs up my face, so I don't do get dairy. It makes my stomach feel nasty. I don't like feeling like that. Even lactose-free milk will make me feel nasty. Beer has gluten in it. It will puff up my face. It will make my stomach feel nasty. So, I just found out I really like beer. I do. In February, I found out I like beer, but it doesn't like me. And I threw away all my blue cheese, and blue cheese will break me out in acne. It's probably the mold in the blue cheese. I don't know if I have a reaction to eggs, but I don't eat eggs that often because they're okay. It's not like, wow, I'm going to have eggs today. They taste so good. It's not like that. Let's see, what else is there? Sugar will affect me. Bread will affect me. Even yeast will affect me. And I don't like gluten-free bread. It tastes nasty. And I don't like yeast-free bread. It tastes nasty. So I just don't eat bread. I don't eat bagels. And I think I stopped eating them like February or March of 2018. Well, I reintroduced regular bread, into my diet around January or February, and I noticed it didn't make me feel good. So I stopped again and said, is it worth it? No, it's not worth it to me. The stomach pain, the bloating, the cramping, the dry skin that I get, and the acne. I always get acne with gluten. I always get acne with cheese or dairy, any dairy. So it's not worth it. But if I go out and tell people, do this, 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 and this, it may not work for them. I know the food industry likes to tell people that you need a minimum of like 1,200 calories a day or 1,300 calories a day. And, they'll say your BMR is 1,300 calories. You need to have that just to sit around and do nothing. Well, we all know that if we all ate 1,300 calories a day, we would not wither away. We wouldn't. And I haven't. I have not withered away. What I do, or I could say what I did, I was very faithful to myself last year, and I had a coach. And what I did was I religiously made sure that I had, because I wrote it down, everything that I ate. When I ate, everything I ate, how many calories. And what I did was I picked 2 days a week where I religiously ate no more than 700 calories 2 days a week. And the other days, I would get no more than about, I would say no more than about 1,100 calories a day. And as long as I kept that, and I did, I ate about 2 to 3 servings of vegetables a day. I would say actually 3 servings of vegetables a day, 2 servings of fruit a day, and I would eat fish pretty much every day, some type of fish, either tuna or sardines. I don't know if I was doing beef at that time. I'm not sure if I might have been doing beef once a week, but I remember eating a lot of fish. A lot of fish. I remember getting very angry, saying, if you're hungry, eat an apple. Fine. If you're hungry, eat an apple. And I changed it to, if you're hungry, eat a cucumber. And I got very angry. But I also added in intermittent fasting to where in the beginning it was hard because I would push back. I would say, okay, my first meal is going to be like at 7 a.m. And then I would push back and say, okay, 9 o'clock. And my first meal would be at 11 o'clock. And then it got to the point where it was like, okay, I can do this. My first meal is at noon, and my last meal is going to be like at 7. And I continued to push back and back and back. And then the holidays came last year, and then everything went to pot. And then I started all over again. I had to start all over again. Because once I started working and the holidays came, everything just went south. So, I've added in a lot more greens, leafy greens into my diet, and I'll put them in water and I'll blend them, and I'll have that usually around 9 o'clock in the morning. And then, I will switch my intermittent fasting up. Some days I wait until 2 or 1 to eat, and I only eat 6 hours in a day. The other days, I'll front load it. So I'll eat something like maybe 9 a.m. and then my last meal will be like at 2 or 3 in the afternoon. And then that's it. And the number one thing for me is if I notice that I'm bored and I eat, then I know it's emotional eating and there's no reason for me to eat. I'm only eating because I'm bored. And a lot of people tell me, you're not getting enough calories. Why are you limiting 2 days a week? You're only limiting your calories to 700 calories. Because I know it works for me. And I'm not withering away. If it wasn't enough calories, I would not be 20 pounds overweight. I was 215 pounds at my heaviest. I am 5'2". And it was back in 2012. I was 215 pounds. And I started doing what the industry said. Okay. I limited my calories to about 1,300. It was, I remember it like yesterday. I had a calendar, and I wrote on my calendar, a real calendar. It would be like Monday, 1,300 calories. Tuesday, 1,600 calories. Wednesday, 1,600 calories. Thursday, 1,200 calories. Friday, 1,200 calories. Saturday, 1,300 calories. So my calories varied, at that time. And I did this for about 2 or 3 years. 2013, 14, and 15. I ate anywhere between 1,200 and 1,600 calories a day. And doing that, I lost about a pound a week. and I got down from 215 pounds to like 207, and then I stayed there. And then I said, you know what, you need to do that again. You need to count your calories and, you know, see if you can lose more weight. And I did. I went from 207 to like 185. But then I would go back up, and I did it again and again and again and again. I mean, over and over again. And it's always easier to gain weight than it is to lose weight. And then I had a coach in 2018, and I've never restricted my calorie intake to 700 calories 2 days a week. But for me, it works. And I am living proof that I did not die. I did not wither away. I am 139 pounds. In February, when I was doing the beer, I went from 140 pounds to 149 pounds. And I said, I'm going the wrong way. Can't do this anymore. Need to stop. So I got rid of all the beer. I get rid of all my cheese. And that's that. Not anymore. And this is kind of like, I call it like phase 2. I started this journey in February or March of last year. It's been over a year. And, you know, it's relearning everything that I did last year. Redoing everything that I did. So there's going to be people comment on this and say, you're crazy. Why are you limiting your diet to 700 calories 2 days a week? You're not getting enough nutrients. You're just going to slow down your metabolism. Well, I know what works for me. So if you are trying something, the South Beach diet, the Atkins diet, keto diet, vegan, whatever it is, you know, slap any label you want it. I like just saying clean eating, healthy eating, clean eating. You know, I would say, how's that working for you? Are you seeing results? Are you seeing the results that you would like? Have you tried to change anything? Have you done an elimination diet? And my next question would be, if it's working for you, you need to do it. That's what I would say. Because everybody's going to put their 2 cents in. I don't like the vegan diet because they like sugar and they like bread. And I don't want the sugar and I don't want the bread. And vegans love sugar and bread. And they love bagels. It doesn't work for me. So, find the treasure in the mirror that you are. Find what works for you. And you can apply this to anything, right? You can apply this to religion. You can apply this to your job. You can apply this to the clothes you wear. People are going to give you their opinion and what works for them. But nobody is you. Only you are you. So you got to find out what works for you, and, you know, you got to just find out, you know, who am I? You got to really go deep and say, who am I? You know, I was an atheist, and I became an atheist in 2013, and I looked at stuff objectively, and then I switched to an agnostic, and now, I guess I'm somewhere between a new age and an agnostic. Do I need the label of atheist? No. Do I feel like I need the label? Nah. No. I know I'm not a Christian. You know, don't feel the need for the fancy labels. So, you got to find out who you are, and you got to be comfortable with who you are. And if you're comfortable with who you are, it goes a long way. It goes a very long way, and you will sustain real relationships when you are real with yourself. because other people will be able to see when you're being real with yourself and you bring out that authentic, real you of who you are. Trust that treasure in the mirror. Trust it.